What's going on, guys? Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a 100% honest review of the diabetes escape plan. Alright, and inside here it's going to include the Eat What You Love Diabetes Cookbook. Alright, so when you click the link below, you're going to see a video, and it's going to explain Gary Martin's story, okay, on how he came about to form this product. So Gary Martin, as it explains here, went to the doctor's office. He was told that he was going to lose his left foot, okay, and so that's pretty scary, right? Unfortunately, that's some of the stories that can happen that you see is people find out that they have bad news, and so what are they going to do when they're diagnosed with the type 2 diabetes, right? So the thing was, he knew it was all his fault because he'd eaten sugar the whole time, throughout his life, and his wife and his daughter had asked him, to keep a guard up about that and to keep a pulse on how much sugar he was eating. So, unfortunately, he got the sad news, but he knew it was coming the whole time. He had eaten a piece of sugar, and felt a sensation going through his leg, like a tingling. And so, his wife had just again asked him to be cautious. But he had hid sugar from her, and so it became a problem. Okay, so what ended up happening was he was scared because he didn't know if he could share this information with his family, and his daughter was due to get married in the near future, right? So he had a predicament. So what was he going to do? He knew it was all his fault. Here it says he came to a split in the road, or a fork in the road. Where option one, you can lie down, accept the doctor's sentence, and schedule a surgery right away, or option two, he could try to take control of his life and stop feeling so powerless and take control. So how are you going to escape type 2 diabetes? It's a little bit of a commitment, right? So what he decided to do was he took his future into his own hands. He was going to put up a fight here, so he was going to fight. Right? He was going to lose my foot in the future without fighting. And he wanted to walk his daughter down the aisle. Right? So he began to buy all the information products out there. They're all books on Amazon, and look for different programs that he could piece together and find legitimate information about the best plan that he could put together for situation like type 2 diabetes. Okay? So he found out how lied to screw diabetics in the U.S. actually are. He discovered the lies about the industry. Okay? So here it says, in fact, I discovered 3 devastating lies about diabetes that could cut 20 years off your life. Okay? So it says careful here because what he's going to say is going to push you off. What I say is going to push you off. Big lie number 1. For the rest of your life, they'll sell you drugs, blood sugar monitors, syringes, insulin, a mountain of other millions of dollars to their bottom line, right? Well, that's a problem, because industry like pharma companies, right? They just sell you drugs. There's not necessarily a plan. What about your food choices? What about how to eat, how to live? How to extend time. It's not just, here's more drugs. We want to try to avoid as much of that mentality as possible, and of course you need to take your medications. But it's important to understand what this is, right? Okay, guys. So the CDC's latest numbers reveal that 29 million people in the U.S. have type 2 diabetes right now. An average patient is spending $13,700 per year in healthcare costs. Right? And this is back in 1997, a man named Irving Weisman developed a unique method for curing type 2 diabetes. He actually demonstrated that he could fully cure type 2 diabetes in mice using stem cells. Professor Weisman used only adult stem cells, not from embryos, so there shouldn't have been any controversy. The pharmaceutical companies refused to sponsor clinical trials. Now, why would they do that? Why would Big Pharma effectively silence a research-based treatment that could possibly have cured thousands of diabetes sufferers? So the answer is quite simple. Of course, the cash, the money, right? Big Pharma finds a cure for type 2 diabetes, they'll have to say goodbye to 245 billion diabetes cash cow. Wow. So they keep pushing drugs and insulin shots to manage type 2 diabetes, because that's where the money's at. Big lie number 2. Healthy food is healthy food. Did you know that the big commercial farming outfits get paid by the government to grow food even when it's not needed? Wow. So 2 of the biggest crops are even incentivized to grow corn and soy, and then those corn and soy are then turned into processed foods and sugary drinks, which are proven to be addictive. And because of the partnership between commercial farmers and food manufacturers, it's almost possible to find healthy choices in your grocery store. So that's what you have to be like as a health nutrition sniper when you're looking at the back of these products, right? And have the nutrition facts. A lot of these things have sugar in them. A lot of these ingredients have sugar in them themselves that you haven't heard of, like high fructose corn syrup. Okay. So big lie number 3. Diet products are good for diabetics. Here's the deal. Research reveals that sugar-free products may be even worse than the foods they're supposed to replace. And that's because sugar-free products are loaded with artificial sweeteners that may actually cause glucose intolerance. The New York Times ran an article in September 2014 that reported the following. Artificial sweeteners may disrupt the body's ability to regulate blood sugar, causing metabolic changes that can be a precursor to type 2 diabetes, researchers are reporting. Artificial sweeteners are causing the very same condition that we often aim to prevent. So what ends up happening is he finds there's so much information, and this is what a lot of people go through, is they find out, they start Googling, they find a lot of information, a lot of forums, they start writing certain things down, they kind of get frustrated, right, with what to do. And this is why, Gary has jotted down the success plan, come out with one that's going to help everyone. Okay, so here he does what everybody does, and they try different things, try different ways of helping with this problem. And he goes about this by trying to test different vegetables and foods and information, and he says he even stopped taking his medication to try just anything, right? He was almost desperate, and just by like that, following the simple steps that he put together, he was finally free. So you'll probably want to learn more about that, right? So Gary had fought type 2 diabetes and he had won. So he figured out that he was gonna share this with a friend, and that friend told another friend, and soon enough that his email just was on a forum, and everyone was wanting to message Gary and ask him, what was the secret to turning everything around. And then that's when he said, okay, I have to figure out how I'm going to put everything together and get it to everybody else. Okay, so that's why he formed the diabetes escape plan. Right. So the plan is systematic, step by step, and easy to follow. It's going to be easy for you to pick up. All right. Type 2 diabetes escape plan was born. And then here, yes, this is where we get into all the specifications that are going on inside the program, right? So the chocolate that will slash blood sugar levels with your first bite. More information I was talking about on the sugar, on the types of sugar that you have to audit. The herb that can reduce your blood sugar. Magical fruit that reduces blood sugar. An expensive supplement that improves insulin sensitivity by 34% in just 30 days. 11 foods that heal the pancreas. And of course, the ornament you hang up on your hip that will almost magically help you lose weight. The rabbit on a pole method for motivating yourself, right? That's super important, is having the motivation. The shot collar method for avoiding impulse snacking, how to eat at restaurants without feeding your type 2 diabetes or feeling like one of those pain in the butt people always asking for stuff that isn't on the menu. That's also important, folks, is we like to go out to eat. I mean, eating is one of the things we all do all the time with everyone, right? It's just one of the basic human needs. So when you go out to eat with your folks, you want to have a plan. You just want to be ready because it's going to make your experience all the easier, right? And we have here the delicious, nutritious foods. Of course, that will make you feel more full and more satisfied than you used to feel after chomping down a porterhouse steak in 3 beers, right? That's important. Because what happens is people go through withdrawal in their life, looking for sugar. I mean, I myself all the time. I try not to have sugar for the entire day. It's like I start trying to see what I can eat and having a plan is all about. So other things in here, the willpower myth, why willpower will never be enough to make lasting changes, what to do instead. Okay, the rolling snowball method, building muscle. Use this technique for just 5 minutes a day to build lean muscle and no fat off your belly, legs, and butt. And then, of course, the strange story. This is important of how Big Pharma trained doctors into drug dealers. And then discover, of course, the psychology behind thinking yourself down. How to trigger subconscious into almost automatically adopting a simple new habit, sugar, and the rest of the diabetes plan. So here's the promise. He says that if you try the type 2 diabetes escape plan today and follow the simple steps, you're going to experience a noticeable drop in your blood sugar levels in the next 2 weeks. Not only that, you're going to lose weight, feel more energy, and start escaping from your type 2 diabetes. Stick with my escape plan for the full 4 weeks, and you'll be able to get off most, if not all, your type 2 diabetes medications that you buy the finger push for. If I'm going to give you these 5 bonuses. So here's the bonuses, all right? That was what I was talking about, was that sugar craving that happens. Sugar craving. 10-second cure. Bonus number 2, how to tell when your doctor is lying to you. Bonus number 3, the delicious diabetes cookbook. Okay, this is the big prize. How to move forward when your doctor delivers bad news. Right? You know, it's tough when you get news that anything has to be irritated. That was the situation Gary was in here. Okay, so we understand it's not easy. Couch potato weight loss workout. Okay, what's important to understand is the investment that you have to make into yourself is huge. You're going to have to become, like I said, almost like a food stamper, looking for what ingredients could potentially harm you, what ingredients you can miss and your levels change. But what we want to do is we want to take back that control, right? So a product like this is very, very popular right now. Everyone who's picked it up has rarely, 1% of the time, given it back. So something like this has so much value inside of it that it would be easy to charge $500 for it, $400 for it, or even $300 for it. However, he's not even going to charge you $100 for it. So, and on top of that, he's going to give you 5 bonus gifts. So, what ends up coming to is just $39.95. Alright, folks? And then on top of that, he has a 60-day full money back guarantee. For any reason, no reason at all, you decide the type 2 diabetes escape plan isn't a good fit for you, just contact customer support. Alright? And they'll give everything back to you. Alright? And of course, it's like you said before, you have options. You can either do nothing and keep going down the path that will end with you where he was, being where he was, wondering if you're going to lose a leg. You can continue to pretend you aren't having those nightmares about dying young. And you can continue to get grumpy and sicker and stop living. You can become just another victim of the medical industry complex. However, that's something we can choose a better option. Okay, so option number 2, try to figure out all this out on your own. You can do that if you want, but you heard what he had gone through, how much time it took, and how close he came to family, and you really have the time. Option 3 is risk absolutely nothing to invest in yourself and your health by enrolling in the type 2 diabetes escape plan right now. So you'll have access to the complete online program in just 2 short minutes from right now, and you'll begin to feel changes within a week, guaranteed. Now, he says people will notice it in your eyes first. You seem more awake, something seems different, they'll say. Then they'll notice it in how you look and how you move and how much more energy you have. And your spouse may even be surprised when you get a full screen bed. If you really think about it, you know it's not a choice at all. He says, I've worked hard to do everything. You, so all you have to do is follow along, like connecting the dots in the children's book. Absolute confidence you're doing the right thing for yourself, your health, and for your family. Okay? Now, the only thing that he can do for you is push a button, enter your credit card information, and dive into the program. So go ahead and click the order button and get started. Like I said, folks, many people have picked this up and have no complaints about it. So Gary's story was that he had his daughter was getting married. He wanted to be able to walk down the aisle and get the news that he'd gotten. He was looking for a way out, looking for a way to turn things around. So take control of your life, take action, read the program, go through it. Type 2 diabetes is very, very common, so you're not alone. Take control of your blood sugar. You're going to be losing weight. You'll feel more energy, more alive. Of course, like I said, learning about the types of sugar and becoming like a sniper on what products you're using and what types of sugar are inside those products. And like I said, and I keep saying, just turn it around. All right, so take control of your life and get the program. All right, so everybody, take care. Have a good day, and bye-bye.